For weeks, something was happening in Port Harcourt. Women were disappearing, one after another. Not on the streets, not in dark alleys, but inside hotel rooms. Rooms that were supposed to be safe. And the most terrifying part, no one knew who was next. He didn't look dangerous. He didn't chase people. He didn't force his way in. He simply walked in, calm, normal, unnoticed. His name was Gracious David West. Long before the crimes, something inside him was already broken. A childhood filled with isolation, loss, and pressure he could not carry. He claimed his mother was poisoned, and as the only son, he was expected to become something he never did. But what he became instead was far worse. By the time anyone noticed, he was already living two lives. One that people could see, and another that only his victims would ever know. He moved through the city quietly, blending into crowds, watching, waiting. When he was finally caught, he said something chilling. He didn't say it was anger. He didn't say it was revenge. He said he had an urge he could not control. And every night, he went out looking for someone. He didn't force his victims. He gained their trust, spoke calmly, acted normal, made everything feel safe. Then he would take them to a hotel where nothing seemed wrong, at least not at first. Hours would pass, silence would fill the room, and then, in the middle of the night, everything would change. He would wake them, and in that moment, they realized they were not alone with who they thought they were. Before anyone could hear anything, he would turn the volume up. Television, radio, noise, loud enough to cover everything else, because what happened next was never meant to be heard. Before anyone could hear anything, he would turn the volume up. Television, radio, noise, loud enough to cover everything else, because what happened next was never meant to be heard. When investigators began connecting the cases, they noticed something, the same pattern, over and over again. White cloth, torn from pillowcases, used the same way every time. It wasn't random anymore, it was deliberate. When he was finally caught, he said something chilling. He didn't say it was anger. He didn't say it was revenge. He said he had an urge he could not control. And every night, he went out looking for someone. By now, fear had spread across Port Harcourt. People began to question everything: hotels, strangers, even normal conversations. Because somewhere in that same city, he was still out there, still searching. But then, something went wrong. On September 19th, 2019, one of his victims woke up before it was too late. And for the first time, he lost control. The alarm was raised, people rushed in, and just like that, the man who had moved unnoticed for months was finally seen. After his arrest, he began to speak, and what he said was more disturbing than anyone expected. Not one victim, not two, but many. A pattern that had gone unnoticed until it was too late. But in court, everything changed. The same man who confessed began to deny. Denied the evidence, denied the images, denied the truth. As if none of it had ever happened. But the evidence remained. And in October 2020, Gracious David West was found guilty. Murder, attempted murder, and sentenced to death by hanging. For months, he walked freely, sat in rooms, spoke to people, looked completely normal. And that is what makes this story so terrifying. Because the truth is, he never looked like a killer, and sometimes they never do.